Hi there, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity, Path of the Damned difficulty. In the White March, we were just at Galvino's, and yeah, we've talked to him. And the thing is, where's that? There's the testing grounds? What's going on here? Have we been here already? I think so too, yeah. There's the Devil of Karok. He's built a robot called the Devil of Karok, with the soul of a murderer. Pretty crazy story, and now he's given us some tips what to look for in Stalwart. So we're going back to Stalwart, and yeah, he wants us to bring some mischief to a fisherman that has betrayed him a while ago, and we might do it. Let's see what the fisherman says, though. We might do it, and then he'll help us. And he has already helped us by telling us to look for a dwarven soul. An old dwarven soul. That may help us get inside of Durgan's battery. And that old dwarven soul is somewhere in Stalwart. It's hidden there in one of the descendants, probably of... We've discovered something? Yeah, in one of the descendants of the old dwarves. So let's see. Let's see what and if we can do that. Oh, I love that background picture. That crypt is so... just expect the undead. If you see that crypt with the blue fires. Man. So that was Galvino's cabinet. Oh, let's see. There's still a lot of stuff to explore here, but we should probably just instantly go to Stalwart Village just to get this going. Wait. Who are you, Taragar? Wait. Have we talked with you? I forgot. Yeah, we talked with you. To you. Let's hurry up, though. To Stalwart. Oh, we should level up before, right? Who knows what our ranger can learn now? What should he learn? I mean, survival would be pretty good. Damage reduction. Stealth is something we would love to have for her, but survival. Let's go for one survival. Why not? One more survival, and then maybe. But we have to go for a lot of survival. Then no. We'll go for some more stealth for the moment, and athletics. And what now? What could we go for? Predator sense? Not really. Vengeful grief. Aha. Partner suffers the normal effect of bonded grief, but becomes filled with focused rage for a short duration. Aha. They gain speed, movement, and do additional damage. And for how long? That's what's missing here in Vengeful Grief. And now, powder burns. Aha, excessive powder. Modal. No, we don't need that. Twinned arrows, also modal. Play dead looks like pretty cool. Falls over and appears to be dead. I don't know. Stunning shots. And takes advantage of enemy distraction. Stunning the enemy when the ranger... Aha. Lands a hit or a critical hit. Engage by the... Aha. It's passive. It's stunning shot. Yeah, that looks cool. Master's Call is also good, of course, but I think I want to try the stunning shots. They seem, yeah, stunning. So more assistance for the Ranger. Let's go back to, yeah, they're more of a team now, Kelvasa and Lord Paw. Even more of a team. Let's see. Let us see about that. What we can do and stuff. I also love, I mean, all the White March pictures, the loading screens are done so well. So I mean, Tina would be the dwarf to go for, right? For the dwarven soul. I think it was here. I haven't looked it up particularly. But she might be it. I think she also had something to do with the mines, so... And what has she hidden here? What is here? These teeth has been sanded smooth in preparation for carving. Oh, she's a carver now.
Got to speak up? My hearing ain't what it was.
Yeah, we gotta read her soul. You feel her essence humming and buzzing. Another personality and set of memories lies dormant within her soul, convulsing as if in fitful sleep. The contours of that dormant soul are sharp, ragged. As you reach out for it, it seizes you violently. You're standing in a darkened feast hall. Sturdy tables and benches have been stacked against the door in the far end of the room. You know it won't be enough. A few dozen other dwarves from your tunneling crew wait with you, shovels and pickaxes in their shaking hands.
Zenove, please. If we go now, we can get behind the barricade. We won't do any good here.
He's right. And you hear agreement in the quiet murmur of the others. But Arms Warden Murren ordered you to hold your ground here. Yet in those rising whispers you hear the opening bars of mutiny. You've never tolerated insubordination from your crew, and you aren't about to start. So you heft your pickaxe and swing it into the man's skull. He collapses, and the others fall silent. The acrid odor of urine rises from his body.
We're gonna go down fighting. Anyone who feels differently can settle it with me right now.
Your voice is hoarse from hours of shouting orders, but no one else moves. They cast their eyes down in the flickering torchlight. Something thuds against the door. The others raise their weapons, picks, shovels, and a few swords, but they don't dare flinch. Your own pulse pounds at your temples. You pull back from Tina's soul, but you feel Zenovi's wrath and ferocity tugging at you still. Her essence thrashes, lashing out at an unseen enemy. Zenovi is powerful but dangerous too. Her fury has anchored her to old and threatening memories. You consider that there may be others you could awaken. Tina, however, seems unaware of any of this, and she blinks back at you with cloudy, placid eyes. Yeah, we could... We don't want to kill her, I mean... So... That would probably result in her death, which we really don't want. Because she seems like a nice old woman. And maybe there's someone, maybe the one killed would tell us. Maybe there's a soul, maybe the one killed is the soul ancestor of someone here in the city, and do only dwarves count? Now let's see. I mean, let's go to Renengil's house and we could find out if we can read their souls too. Then it's really all of them. Otherwise, it's probably only dwarves. So let's start with her son. Renengil always talks so much. Oh yes, we can. We'll read his soul too. You reach for Aldrich's essence and find yourself staring at a fence post lying in a filthy slush of frozen mud. Snow gathers around your legs and trickles into your boots. A wind nips at you, even through layers of furs. You hold a wood chisel in one numb hand and mallet in the other. Kneeling over the fence post, you get to work. Hour after hour, you hammer away, feeling the tools grow heavy in your grip as your breath fogs your vision. You want to do better work than this. You can do better work than this. But no one's building new houses in Stalwart. The last table you crafted was put into the fishery, and pike entrails now trace the fine dovetail joints you so lovingly carved. Now you mend the stockade, because that's what's needed. The chisel slips, skidding alongside your hand. You gasp. But you hold up your hand and see, much to your relief, all 5 fingers wiggling back at you. You need to get out of this town. You pull back from Aldrich's soul. He's still staring into the fire, seemingly lost his own memories too. These were his own memories, probably. Farewell. But that's interesting as well, right? Shall we make a tour? I think we should make a tour. As long as we can do this. Let's read Renegades.
Any luck with Durgan's battery?
Examine her soul. Your awareness settles beneath Renegades' skin. You feel yourself looking through her eyes upon a time-faded memory. You're standing in the inn. The room is stifling, but it's the body heat of so many furious villagers, not the neglected fire pit that's drawn sweat from your pores. Your husband waits by the door, about as far as he can get from the assembly. He holds Aldrich, whose cheeks are bright as he watches the adults bicker with wide, fearful eyes. You never realized how badly your neighbors stank, but something rank and repulsive rises from them as they pack together in this room.
How much did the old snake pay you, Sina Hiod?
It's Grindy, the head fisherman, jabbing a furious finger toward the back of the room. Sineod, your erstwhile mayor, squirms in a corner, pinned by the accusing stares of the entire village. Oh, those eyes, they are cruel, porcine eyes, and they are watching Sineod with the dumb gluttony of hogs staring at fodder. Oh, that's Grindy, the fisherman we prepare the mischief for. So it's about Galvino paying Sineod, probably. The only sight that turns your stomach more is Sineod himself, trying to wriggle free of his own lies.
Maestro Galvino and I came to an agreement. It was for the good of Stalwart. I thought...
You thought you'd let a killer walk among us?
A woman in the middle of the crowd waves her fist. Cries of fierce agreement rise from the others. What began as a collective grumbling is swelling and congealing like storm clouds. You look back at your husband. He's whispering to Aldrich. But when you catch his eye, he directs a silent supplication to you.
Let's go.
A wet smack draws your attention back to the other end of the room. Someone's thrown a potato, and Sineod cringes and rubs his jaw. You want to shout at them all for this nonsense and waste, but you know this is about to get worse. Stalwart will have blood, and Galvino and his horror had the sense to flee already. You turn again, and your husband is beckoning you with swift, chopping motions. But what stops your breath is Aldrich. His little eyes are fixed on the churning mob, and you knew ever since you started hearing about those hideous purges that he'd see something like this one day. But did it have to be so soon? It's what drove that devil woman to madness, and now his little eyes have gotten big enough to swallow the whole scene, and now he's seeing you as a part of it. You want to leave now, but if you do, this is what your boy will remember: cowardice and madness. About people, about Stalwart, about you. The people around you jostle and bark in their rage. They're dangerous animals, but animals nonetheless. They just need to be led. So you push your way to the end of the room, where Syniod trembles in a puddle of his own piss.
Enough.
Your voice boils up from your throat. The others fall silent, watching you. They listen, dumbly trusting as you turn Syniod's death sentence into an exile. No one contradicts you when you explain that he's going to march out of this village alone, and into whatever miserable hamlet will have him. They silently agree when you explain that their hands are too clean for the likes of him. But there is something else forming behind their eyes. A kernel of trust and dependence. You feel it curdling around you, encasing you like a pearl does sand. You only wanted to spare Syniod's life, not volunteer for his job, but you see so much fear simmering just beneath their expressions. Fear at godmen marching through the mountains, at their woodens and their purges, at dying the slow and lonely death of a ghost town. And you see their grateful reassurance mirrored in Aldrich's expression. Perhaps this place is hopeless, but you realize that you can't leave it any more than you could leave your boy. The only person who isn't looking at you is your husband. He's shaking his head, his eyes on the door. You retreat from Renegil's memory with it, though it has nothing to do with Durgan's battery.
What's on your mind?
Oh, thank you for your memories. That was quite the ride. What a heartbreaking story of taking over. Taking over a job and not only a job. Wow. Taking over the world for your own child is something you feel or will feel if you become a parent one day. That's very beautifully done. It's really good. Tealdor, well, let's leave. He doesn't have any good memories. And you, villager? And you, Rayfold?
Please tell me you found it. I've got a craving like you wouldn't believe.
Well, farewell. We won't give you your spirits. Now let's go to the Gref's Rest. There's probably a lot to learn from here. I love these lore parts just as much as I like the fights. It's really well written. I mean, it's probably not streamlined as Tyranny would be. But, of course, Kevava, as an admirer of the individual, is interested in all that story. Maybe that of the Bard? No. So, Slavers, west of town. That's really nice. We'll listen to that song.
She bade him come down from his palace in the sky. Her love could not be swayed, so she took a piece into
Wow, nice, impressive. Do we have other songs too? Should have killed the matron when you had the chance. All right, that's no song. That's no song, Bard. Give us another one. Is it true they set fire to Defiance Bay? Yes, it is true. It was a good song, even if I don't understand what it's about.
Look
Fiara.
like you've been in the wilds. See my wagon out there?
Oh, you! Yes, I found your goods. Fiara.
You've saved my hide. I can't thank you enough. But I hope you'll take this.
Fair enough, I'll take my reward then.
As promised.
Some copper. Nice.
Thanks again. With a little luck, I'll trade these blizzards in for a sea breeze soon enough.
A good haul, indeed. That was a good haul of experience. So, what should we... Yeah, we should level up, right? Well, let's do that maybe in the next episode. Let's find out here. Will we find someone like Brithwin? Oh, look at that. Andret Brithwin should warn you of staying, I suppose. This was the second raid in as many weeks. Read Brithwin's soul. A whiff of salt and brine is in your nostrils before the room has even faded. The ground heaves beneath your feet, and a spray of ocean water roars over the railing as the ship heels under the wind. The ship shudders violently, and you are thrown against the railing. In that moment you find your gaze pulled to the pitching surface of the dark sea, and see there an eye, broad as a shield, gazing back at you in turn. Fear and fascination sweep through your mind, even as your senses recede and the memory fades. All right. And Andret's soul? A handful of memories dart across your mind like startled fish, leaving indistinct images and sounds in their wake. For a moment you are overwhelmed, until one particular recollection tugs at your senses with stubborn force. You, or Andret, or both, kneel on a stone floor, held between two men. The man pacing in front of you wears the armor of a crucible knight, and you feel Andret's half-hearted contempt for him, as if it were your own. You feel Andret's triumph too when the knight comes just close enough for you to spit blood onto his boots. The memory slips away from you and you find yourself back in your own shoes. Conflicts with the law, eh? Or with the people that think they are the law. No, it's the same song again. The sky. And you, Heferick?
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
No, we won't tell him. We'll read his soul now. You see a room, dark and damp, a cellar. Looks like part of the inn rather than an old fortress. Through Heferick's eyes, you admire rows of gleaming bottles, recently dusted and polished. As you step back from the shelves, you look on with satisfaction. The pressure plate concealed in the stone floor.
You alright? I won't serve you if you're already drunk, you know.
Oh yeah, we found these. We found these plates, all right. What's in here? I think we've seen some more people. She bade him come. Oh, Winner, yeah, she's dwarf too,
Something I can
right?
do for you? Halfrick's got me straightening the rooms, but I'll help you if I can.
Oh yes, look into my eyes and remember. You feel for Owinna's essence and almost instantly find yourself wrapped in darkness. It takes you a moment to realize that you've plunged into a very old memory. And as your eyes adjust to the talklight, you find yourself standing in a gloomy tunnel that you instinctively recognize as part of Durgan's battery. A handful of figures in patchy cloaks and hoods, dwarfs like you, hunch over a minecart. They are loading it with cloth-wrapped bundles from which you see the occasional flash of metal. the edge of a blade, or the burnished glow of plate. The other dwarfs scurry with a curious mixture of haste and caution. They stack the bundles in a din of muted clangs and thumps, following the echoes of their ruckus down the tunnel with nervous eyes.
Pay attention. Sooner we get this done, sooner we can go.
Your voice is a dry whisper, and your nerves tingle with energy. You feel the same apprehension that the others do, but unlike them, you relish it. Still, you look over your shoulder just in case.
We're hurrying, Captain Gregor. Honest.
When you turn back, the others have redoubled their efforts, and you feel a pleasurable twist in your gut as they fill the cart. Being captain of the guard doesn't pay much, but it does allow you to visit the armory without raising eyebrows, and with Coinmaster Sultan selling off half of the battery's arsenal, who's going to notice a few more missing pieces? Besides, you've got a buyer lined up, as long as you can move these goods out of the battery before someone squeals. You pull back from the memory to find a winner staring at you.
Sir? Excuse me, sir. You all right?
Her head is cocked and her brow is furrowed. So we found out it's a winner. We could use her, but we're too interested in the others first, and we might, that is probably gaming the way, but we might lose the ability to read their souls if we finish that, so I think we'll move on a bit, find out about the others. I think that would be pretty nice. Any progress with the father? She said you agreed to your indenture and that you'd kill the boy in your escape.
And I thought you were going to get rid of Devala, not sell me out to her.
Takes a deep breath, but his eyes are still focused on you.
What she said is true. I had a gambling problem when I was younger. I've paid 7 years of my life for it. I won't pay any more. As for the boy, I didn't want to hurt him. But he saw me as I was sneaking out of the stockade.
His shoulders go limp and his gaze distant at the memory. He shakes his head.
I wish it had gone differently. But I'd do it again. Anything to keep from getting sent back to that place.
Well, we won't support slavers. You've killed the boy. Your crime, though, can't go unpunished. You'll do penance in the prison at Katnua. Aleph hunches like a cornered animal, baring his teeth in a grimace. His eyes dart around the dingy room and back to you. Finally, he straightens and sighs. We are the law here, you know. Oh my god.
It's not a yoke around my neck. And I suppose it's better than dying in this frozen crater of a town.
He musters the last of his dignity and prepares for the long march to Katnua. That's what we do, right? And we could... oh, look at that. Well, we've earned something. We could talk to Haverick now that he's... The glass tree. What is that? Oh, that is a quite the quest. Legends have spread about a hidden valley in the living lands, where fantastic creatures are born straight out of the earth and new plants sprout and bloom every day. Some claim the place is sacred to the gods themselves, where they created old Kith and Wilder out of the primordial elements that churn just under the surface. Many of the tales describe a breathtaking, enormous glass tree, with branches that reach across the valley and up to the clouds. They say its base is guarded by a foreboding helmed warrior, clad head to toe in glittering armor. We'll send someone. I'll have to send Palagina. We'll send her. She's our adventurer, all right. So let's bring close to something. Let's talk to Haverick.
Got rid of that little fella, eh? Take this with my thanks. Didn't need his trouble around here. Anyway, what brings you back?
Well, that was easy. Well, farewell. So, as I said, next time, more soul reading, probably in the cellars and everywhere. And once we're finished with all the stories, so there, I'd love to hear all the lore. And once we're finished with that, with all the stories, we'll come back to a winner. And of course, we'll also level up someday, but not now. There's so much lore to discover. We couldn't do that just before a fight or something. So, thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you, and see you in the next episode of the Renegades of Punk.